When I first booted up my copy of Kena Bridge of Spirits, my roommates, who usually don't raise an eyebrow to the games I play for work, were immediately entranced by the wonderfully realized characters and the vivid landscapes this game contains. It was a unique moment, and when I reflected on it, I realized that this game could have an appeal far beyond anyone who owns a PlayStation or someone who has built a gaming PC. Kena Bridge of Spirits is a game for anyone, not just people who play games. And that's what makes it so damn good. I'm Tom from Clocked, and today we're explaining why everybody is raving about Kena Bridge of Spirits, a brand new and very special video game. I'd also like to thank Dr. V Energy for keeping Clocked ticking through this unique experience. A lot of outlets are comparing Kena to the animated films made by DreamWorks or Pixar, and it makes sense considering the history of the game's development team. Ember Lab, and it's worth mentioning that Kena is their first game, was an animation studio before they were game developers. Their portfolio was already pretty impressive, having produced animated shorts and created characters for Coca-Cola, KFC, and a few more of the world's biggest brands. So Ember Lab already had the animation and the storytelling chops. Now they had to design a game around them. Which is probably why Kena often feels more like a movie than a game. And critically, it's one that anybody could love. It's easy to imagine a child being completely awestruck at the magical vistas of the spirit forest, or running around their houses pretending to be Kena, fletching arrows with her spirit staff. At the same time, I, a grown adult, was deeply moved by the story of Taro and his two younger siblings, Benny and Saya, desperately trying to move on from a traumatic experience. Fair warning, this one really hits hard. The story is simple enough to make sense to young kids, but emotionally rich enough to appeal to adults. Like those Pixar movies everyone can't help but mention, there's a universality to the storytelling. Kena is an exploration of family, duty, and spirituality, and not to mention a graciously delivered lesson on how humans move through grief. The only thing I can imagine scaring some people away is the difficulty of the boss fights. Luckily though, Kena includes a story mode which makes things easier and all but eliminates this problem. It's something that every game should have, really. It's a perfect option for gamers with limited time, for children, and for players with disabilities. Kena Bridge of Spirits is a game I cannot recommend enough. I predict it will have a timelessness to it. It's a simple idea, executed brilliantly, and that's not something that fades with age. And hey, if you're still on the fence, just look at this thing. Tell me you don't want to play a game where that's your best friend.
Hi. Aw, it's all right. What happened here, little guy?